Hello everyone, my name is Abhishek and welcome back to my channel. Today is day 0 of Terraform Zero to Hero series, and in this video I will explain you in detail about the course syllabus, launch date and what can you expect from this series. If you are a new subscriber to our channel, we have already done DevOps Zero to Hero, we have done AWS Zero to Hero, and this is the third series, Terraform Zero to Hero. Follow this video till the end to understand roadmap of this series. And if you have any questions or doubts about the series, they will be clarified in this video. Okay, so first of all, whatever you are seeing on the screen is the Terraform Zero to Hero repository, the GitHub repository that I am going to maintain throughout the series. What does that mean? Any examples, references, or configuration files that I am going to use in the videos will be uploaded to this GitHub repository. We have done the same thing in the past when we did AWS Zero to Hero series. So I've created folders like, let's say day 2, I have used some scripts for IAM user creation or something. They were uploaded to the day 2 folder. Let's say on day 22, I've explained you how to create a EKS cluster, how to deploy application onto EKS, expose ingress, create a application load balancer as an ingress controller. Every file is stored in this GitHub repository. Similarly, from day 1 to day 7, any files, examples, references that I'm going to use in the videos will be uploaded to this GitHub repository. So you can start this repository or you can watch this repository so that you constantly get updates whenever I'm uploading some files to it. When you fork this repository, I hope you understand the concept of fork. If you fork a repository, any updates to this repository will not be updated in your fork. So you have to constantly update your fork if you are following your fork of Terraform Zero to Hero by Abhishek.Veeramalla. Okay, now I've already explained a couple of days back that we are going to do a Terraform Zero to Hero, but that time I've only shared the draft information about this series. Now I'm going to explain in detail about day 1 to day 7. I'm going to share you the launch date, and you will also learn what sort of examples that we are going to use and how this course will benefit you in terms of interviews. So let's start with launch date itself. I don't want to keep anything suspense because I know most of you people are waiting for it. So the launch date would be on 11th of September. That would be the coming Monday, not tomorrow. Tomorrow is Monday, not on 4th of September, but it is on the 11th of September, which falls on Monday, right? So I'm going to start this series on that day. You might be wondering why so much time, because I have few things to complete, and whenever I start a course, you all know that I make sure there are no distractions, and between the course I don't upload any other videos as well. So that's why I want to keep myself focused on the series. So 11th of September I'll start the series, and from then the course will continue for 2 weeks. So there are 7 videos, and approximately if I upload video alternative day also, then you will get alternate day. Even if I upload, the course will be done in 14 days. So I'll try to complete it as soon as possible. You all know my frequency. If you have watched my AWS Zero to Hero or DevOps Zero to Hero, you might have seen how frequently I upload videos. So that's the reason why even for Terraform Zero to Hero, I don't want to keep any distractions, and I don't want my subscribers to also deviate from this topic to the other. That's why it will start on 11th of September and videos will be uploaded constantly. And the second thing is, what can you expect from this series? So many times I've explained all my courses or job ready courses. That means I try to focus on the content that is usually required for jobs, or to understand about a concept in detail. I don't cover courses from certification point of view. Of course, if you are watching these videos like AWS DevOps Zero to Hero, many people found it very useful for the AWS Cloud Practitioner certificate. But what I keep telling you is the examples that I use or the demos that I do in the videos, they are not certification focused, but they are interview scenario related or the tasks that DevOps engineers do on a day-to-day basis. That's what I focus my videos on. So definitely, if you follow these 7 episodes of Terraform Zero to Hero series, you will get the confidence to crack any questions related to Terraform. And one more thing that I want to tell you is, if you are a new subscriber or you haven't watched the previous series before, all the videos from day 1 to day 7 will be with examples. Any topic that I cover, even in the AWS Zero to Hero, let's say we talked about EKS cluster, I've explained you in a demonstration how to create EKS cluster. Similarly, any topic that we cover on the Terraform part, I will explain with examples, real-time use cases. Let's say I'm talking about modules in Terraform. I will explain you how modules are used in real time, how DevOps engineers use modules, how they benefit DevOps engineers, and we will also learn how to write modules. Let's say I'm talking about data sources. So again, I'm going to follow the same approach. So right from basics of Terraform, we will learn till the advanced concepts such as security, integration with Vault, all these things we will cover in this Terraform Zero to Hero series. Now, another question that you people might have is, are there any prerequisites for this series? Absolutely no prerequisites. Again, I will start right from the fundamentals. I will start right from the point, what is Terraform, why Terraform, and I will explain each and everything comparing with the existing options in the industry. Of course, we cannot compare with all the options that are available in the industry, but mostly we will try to compare and try to see how Terraform is different from AWS CLI, how Terraform is different from cloud formation templates. Those things we will try to understand. And all the topics will be related to AWS cloud itself, because most of you have created AWS accounts, and most of the interviews or maximum number of interviews will be on AWS. So you can use the same concepts and create infrastructure on Azure, but it will be very difficult for me to explain AWS, Azure, GCP, all the things we cannot cover. But probably I can point you to the references. Let's say we are using modules in AWS for creating infrastructure on AWS. I can share you some examples of how to use modules and how to write reusable code in terms of Azure or GCP. That thing I can do, but I cannot go beyond that and explain for each and every cloud, right? So these are the things that I wanted to share initially. Now, going towards the core syllabus, because I know most of you are interested related to the core syllabus. So we will start with day 1, and in day 1, I will explain you what is Terraform, what is the concept of infrastructure as code. Now, you don't have to look at that GitHub repository, because in the GitHub repository right now, there is only a README file which will cover the core syllabus on a high level. But I am going to share in this video in detail. I cannot write everything in the README file, so that's why I'm going to explain you. So day 1, we will start with understanding what is IAC and how Terraform implements the principles of infrastructure as code. Then we will try to understand why and how Terraform supports hybrid clouds, that means multiple clouds. And then we will move towards the installation of Terraform. And all these things will be explained live. So coming to the installation of Terraform, I will show you how to install it on Linux. I'll show you the steps to install it on a Windows machine. And then we will see how to configure Terraform to create infrastructure on a public cloud. You have to do some configuration after the installation. So how can your Terraform authenticate with that public cloud provider? After that, I will show how to use IDEs like Visual Studio Code. How does DevOps engineers use Visual Studio Code on a day-to-day basis with Terraform? What plugins are required, and how you can use Terraform efficiently using these IDEs. So that we will cover, and followed by we will write our first Terraform code. So in day 1 itself, you will learn how to write, how to create EC2 instance, not just EC2 instance, but you will learn how to create VPC, how to create public subnet, private subnet, routes, how to create and configure traffic from external world to this EC2 instances. All of these things will be covered in day 1 itself, right? So you might be wondering, how will I learn so many things in one day? So all these things will be from the practical driven approach, and I am not going to share you anything on a high level. So you can watch the video and you can follow this GitHub repository. The code will also be available. So you can follow the code and you can implement it by yourself, right? My teaching way is to explain things right from fundamentals and in very easy way. So in day one itself, you will get a lot of confidence about Terraform, where you will also understand about the Terraform life cycle, what is Terraform init, plan, apply, and some details about the Terraform state file. The reason why I'm saying it is because we have a dedicated class for state file. So on day one, I will only explain you about the basics of state file. Then day two, we will move towards the advanced configuration. In the advanced configuration, I'll explain you how to write the input.tf files or how to configure the output in Terraform. We will use the same example that we used in day one. So I will just enhance that example that we have used in day one in day two, and I'll show you how to print outputs to the terminal, how to use variables, right? So that you understand what is the concept of different ways of storing the variables in Terraform and using those variables in Terraform. After that, I'll show you about, I'll talk about the local values and data sources in Terraform. So data sources is another important concept. So that we will cover as part of day two. And finally, if something is going wrong, let's say your Terraform script is failing, as a DevOps engineer, how do you debug and how to understand what is wrong with your Terraform files? So you will also learn about debugging in day two. That is the advanced Terraform configuration video. Day three, you will learn about Terraform modules. So a lot of interviewers ask about modules concept in Terraform. It's a very simple concept, and in day three, I'll explain you what is reusable infrastructure. So as a DevOps engineer, you work with multiple teams, right? So if you have created Terraform files or if you have created Terraform project for, let's say, team one, and team five also has a similar requirement. So in such cases, you will use modules, and we will see how to import modules or how to use modules, how to write your own module in Terraform. All these things we will learn as part of day three, right? Everything will be covered related to the modules in day three, and we will also write with an example. I'll show you with example on how to write Terraform files in a modular approach, or how to create Terraform scripts with reusable code. On day four, here I'm going to explain advanced things about the state file. So in day one, you will just learn about the basics of state file. Whereas in day four, I'll show you how to create state file, what is remote backend, and how you can configure your state file in cloud provider resources such as S3 buckets. And when you are working in a team, how to store Terraform files in a Git repository using this remote management or remote state management. This is a very, very important concept, because without understanding this concept, you cannot work with Terraform in a team, right? If you are doing your local projects or if you are just learning Terraform, it is okay without remote state management. But when you work in a team, state file by default cannot be stored in a Git repository because it has a lot of sensitive information. I'll tell you going ahead in the future videos why a state file stores sensitive information, right? How you can avoid it. So when you are working in a team, this video, the day four, is very, very important. We will learn how to store state file in S3 buckets, and because you are working in a team, when one person execute the scripts, how to do the locking management of the state file, where we will use the DynamoDB, and I'm going to explain you the combination of S3 bucket and DynamoDB and remote state management in Terraform, right? So that will be the day four of Terraform Zero to Hero series. Going ahead, day five, we'll switch the gears and we will move to a different topic called as provisioners, right? In provisioners, there are primarily two types of provisioners. One is local exec and one is remote exec. So in this video, I'll also talk about the local exec and remote exec. We will see with examples, right? So both the things will be covered, and along with that, I'm also going to explain you, of course, error handlings or failure handling, with provisioners. So that is again comes under the troubleshooting part of your Terraform. So here you can understand, you can think that we will learn uh, troubleshooting with Terraform using the provisioners. Day 6 will be managing environments with workspaces. Again, very, very important if you are working with Terraform in a real world, right? If you are doing your personal projects, you might not be using workspaces, but when you work for an organization, you have different kind of environments, right? You have developer environment, you have staging environment, pre-production, production. So this thing can be implemented. I mean, you can organize or you can manage multiple levels of environments such as dev, QA, staging, and prod using Terraform when you use the concept of Terraform workspaces, right? So I will explain you how to create a Terraform workspace, how to manage Terraform workspaces, how to switch between Terraform workspaces, and using Terraform, how you can create infrastructure using Terraform workspaces, how you can create infrastructure at different levels. So it is very, very important video. Day 6, do not miss it, because these days interviewers are also asking a lot about Terraform workspaces. Finally, day 7, we will learn about the advanced concepts such as how to integrate Terraform with uh, HashiCorp Vault. You can say Vault or any secret manager in general. So I'm going to talk about it. And implementation point of view or the demo point of view, we will use Vault, right? In general, we'll talk about the concept of secret managers, how and why secret managers have to be used in combination with Terraform. But practical or implementation, we will do with HashiCorp Vault, right? So I'll show you how to use Vault, how to store, how to install Vault, how to store secrets in Vault, and how to retrieve that secrets in your Terraform scripts. So we will learn all of these things as part of day 7. Now, this is again, I try to explain as much detail as possible, but during the videos or when I explain day 1, right, when we go to day 1, I might add a lot of more details as we go through the video, because I am just trying to cover this entire thing in 20-30 minutes. But each and every day, we will try to take almost hour, and within that hour, we will try to cover a lot of things about Terraform. So overall, it will be close to 7 hours of Terraform learning in 7 days, and interview questions will be out of this 7 days. So I'll not include interview questions in this 7 days, because if I start talking about interview questions, it will take a lot of time. During the videos or during implementation, if I come through any interview or scenario based question, yeah, I'll definitely explain that, okay, this is something that, let's say I'm talking about Terraform workspaces. So during that time, when I explain day 6, I might explain you that, okay, like this can be your interview question and this is how you answer, but we will not go in detail about interview questions in this 7 days. I will take it out of 7 days, and you can consider it as day 8, or you can consider it as after this Terraform Zero to Hero series, anything. But we will do a dedicated 1 hour of Terraform interview questions, which will cover all of these concepts that you have learned. You can also consider it as a quiz where I will talk about questions, but in this quiz, I'll also give you the answers. So I'll also explain you how to answer them during your interview. So this is about the entire course. And if you have any questions, even after explaining, definitely let me know in the comment section, or you can also give me feedback so that I can improve while I'm doing this series. Or if you think something is missed, still, you can also put that in the comment section, and I'll try to incorporate some or the other way in this 7 days. Mostly, I've covered a lot of things that are required from the interview point of view and learning Terraform. You can also evaluate, let's say you want to understand how much of Terraform I am covering as part of this 7 days. You can go to official Terraform website, and you can also see what are the things that are available in the official Terraform documentation. You will understand that, okay, Abhishek is covering most of the things that are in Terraform, right? So of course, I did not say that we will learn about dynamic blocks, we will learn about for expressions, because they will definitely be covered as part of the series. So you don't have to worry so much. So I think I've covered everything that I wanted to explain about this series. And beyond that, like I told you, you can always message me on LinkedIn, or you can let me know in the comment section if something is missing or you feel that I have to add any more things beyond that. And one thing that I wanted to explain was many of you are asking about the Argo CD, the 2 episodes. It will be a 5 episode series, the GitOps plus Argo CD. We have already done with 3 of them. There are 2 episodes left, and I will definitely complete that. There are no questions about it. So one is I'm busy with some other things, and I'm also doing some preparations for this series. But meanwhile, whenever I get some time, even Saturday or Sunday, I'll try to upload that 2 episodes. One would be with application sets. So day 4, we will learn how to use Argo CD for multiple cluster management, like how you can manage multiple Kubernetes clusters and how we can use application sets. What is application sets? Everything will be covered as part of day 4. And day 5, we will learn about the advanced concepts about Argo CD through some demonstrations. So those are the 2 episodes that are left, and I'll try to definitely cover. So that's all. I hope you found this video informative. One more time, the launch date is 11th September, not the next Monday, that is not tomorrow, but the Monday that is coming the next week, right? So be ready. There are no prerequisites. This is for everyone. There are no requirements for the series. Everything is available for free. There is no limited time access. Everything is available in the GitHub repository. Lifetime access, it's a public repository, and videos are also available on YouTube throughout the lifetime. One final request that I forgot to ask was, please share this to as many people as possible, because we have time till 11 September. Many people will benefit out of this. If people start along with me, it will be very easy for them. As we move on, let's say we are on day 4, and some people might start with day 4, that would be very difficult for them. So please try to share this information with as many people as possible, so that even they can start learning Terraform along with us. Okay, so time to sign off. Thank you so much. See you all in the next video. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.